I thought about doing a Good Morning Vietnam type of intro.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Purpose, like it's a bad thing.
Like, good morning, break check.
Oh, jeez. Wow, you made your brother
See,
cringe.
I got cringe from both people today.
Ding ding.
I needed
Yeah.
that.
No, I need two of them.
I
Two
needed
check
that.
marks. Richard's had a rough morning this morning.
It has been a rough morning. I'm glad that part of my morning is over with.
Right.
Get it over with in the morning.
Tell us your story.
Move forward. You want me to tell the story?
Sure.
Well, on my way here to film this podcast, I found out that the universe wanted me to be here late. And I needed fuel in my car. And so I stopped at a local gas station in which I have a rewards. Can't even talk, I'm so upset. I had a rewards card and I wanted to put gas in my car. And
You
so
want fuel?
I want fuel in the car. And so I stopped at the gas station and I went to put fuel in the car and I put my cards through and everything was fine. And it said, please remove the pump, the handle. I put it in the car, start pumping, and I hear it click like 13 seconds later. And I look over and only 4 cents had pumped from the thing. I was like, that's
Useful
weird.
amount.
Maybe it just didn't, maybe it, sensed it and it kicked itself off. So I go to pull the handle again and the lever was just loose. It had no pressure on it. And so it wouldn't pump anything. And then the screen just says, thank you for shopping. And I was like, I'm not thankful for shopping. And so I tried it again and it said, please see cashier. And I was like, nope, that's not happening. There is nothing wrong with my card. And so I pull around and I go to a different pump and I do the same thing, same scenario, and it starts pumping. I'm like, cool. And it lasts longer than a few seconds. So I'm happy about this. And I'm feeling better about myself. As I'm putting my hood up, because there's a wind chill in the back of my neck, I hear it click again. I was like, nope, round 2, let's go. So I look over and 14 cents had pumped. So I go to pump it again or pull the lever and there's, again, no pressure on the trigger, wouldn't pump, and it says, thank you for shopping. I was like, I am leaving. It's like, I'm not going to go in and deal with this with the cashier. So I get in the car with my 18 cents of fuel and I drive to a different gas station. I go to this gas station and I go through the process, different company of gas station, and I go to pump it. It gets a few dollars in and then it kicks off. I was like, what is happening today? I felt like I wanted to go to Napoleon Bonaparte and just conquer these places because they're ruining my morning. And so I go over and luckily this one just was a sensor issue where I pull on the lever and then it was pumping, but I had to hold it and I couldn't let it go full blast fuel. I had to hold the lever halfway. Otherwise it would kick itself off. So I finally got the tank full and then I'm driving here and I was like, okay, I still have a little bit of time. I know I'm already going to be late. I've already let Jason and Jen know that I'm going to be late. I was like, but I need my coffee, especially after this morning. So I stop in and I wanted to get Dutch Bros new caramel pumpkin brulee thing because everyone's been telling me it's awesome. And it's okay. It's not my favorite. It's not Kokomo, but it's awesome.
But it's good.
It's
It is
good. It's not Kokomo, but it's good.
You should try it in the hot version.
I don't like hot coffee. It's got to be iced or mixed, blended.
I don't like coffee. So.
You should try the Kokomo iced. I'll get you one next week.
That's okay.
Anyway, I'm in line at the Dutch Bros and something else happens where 2 cars in front of me, there is a relatively new, it couldn't have been more than 5 years old, Audi Q7 SUV. See, car related.
There you go.
And
you were driving.
I felt so bad, even though I was late. I felt bad because this Q7 is just all the lights on the back, so I can just see the back half of it. It had turned the corner toward to the window, and I'm still, waiting to turn the corner. And there was a car spacing in between us. I see all the lights on the back of this Audi just flash and do all this craziness. And then I see a lady get out and she walks around to the passenger side. And then she comes back around with her manual and she's like frantically looking through her manual and the lights keep flashing and she's playing with her key. And I don't know what happened. All I could think is, well, maybe she went to Quick Trip and she ran out of gas because she couldn't get any. Luckily, she had pulled up just enough that cars we could get around her. I don't know what would cause an Audi Q7 to just shut itself down. If they ran out of fuel, if it was something like that, they wouldn't have had the manual out.
Right.
They would, I don't, so it was just one thing after the other. And so I was 30 minutes late this morning. Thank goodness I didn't get paid. I don't get paid, so you guys can't dock me.
Right. We'll just put it on the books for in the
Put it
future.
on the books. Just hold it against me later.
I wonder though if it was a battery issue.
I don't know what it
'Cause
was.
When batteries start to get old, like if it was roughly 5 years old, then the battery that came with it could be getting on its last legs, and the voltage could be dropping, and that can cause computers to do a lot of really weird things.
Well, and that Audi Q7 is a variation of a Volkswagen Atlas.
Oh, and you've had battery
And
experiences
I've
with
had
it.
battery issues with the Volkswagen Atlas. If that was something that we mentioned a few weeks ago that we never actually talked about.
True, but I think it got cut out actually, if I recall correctly.
Oh, well, yeah, we discussed it
Probably.
sort of. Our editor doesn't like that we talk about things, and so she just picks and chooses what she wants us.
When you talk about
talk
plants, I leave that in. When you talk about cars, I cut it all out. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
One
No.
of these days we'll get a camera on her and you'll just see that she is just covered in plants. She is a plant lady.
Yeah.
She is poison ivy.
I am a plant. Oh, we should do a Batman costume thing at some point too. So
Oh, so you can be poison ivy?
yeah.
I suppose we could dress up as different characters, and that way Jen could be Poison Ivy.
We already
Somebody needs to dress
discussed
up as
what we're
Mr.
going to do
Freeze.
for Halloween.
Right.
Yeah.
But then we could mix movies.
Well, next year
We
we can do
could.
Batman.
I know.
Oh, next year? I see. Not this
I know
year.
that other YouTube channel that in which we all were a part of, where you two met. Oh,
No.
these two met on a YouTube channel.
Shout out
We
Nerd
did.
Barrage.
Yeah, but I think it was before either of you joined that channel, where we did a costume thing where we put different. It was a different era superheroes, and so we did like a World War II era superhero thing. Were you? You weren't part of the channel yet, right?
No.
Neither were you.
I don't recall that.
Yeah, and so like Aaron went with like a World War II era Catwoman, and I did World War II era Batman.
Nice.
So it was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a photo of it somewhere.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Break Check, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Welcome to the car ride. Let's put this thing in gear actually and get going somewhere.
right.
What do you got for us today?
Do you have a topic idea?
Well, I had a small little video that was kind of creepy.
Creepy. For
Cons-
Conspiracy Corner?
I was supposed to say conspiracy.
It could be spiritual conspiracy.
Oh.
Yeah. I can text the video to the group chat, or you can just watch it on here, and Jen won't be able to watch it unless she came around and. Okay, so
Okay.
we can Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay.
God.
All right, Jason, you ready?
Yep. Go for it.
Here we go. It's only 14 seconds.
Okay.
So what you're going to see at the very, very beginning, it's a camera that's on some traffic control device in
Okay.
El Salvador. And so it's like a news thing where they interview one of the traffic persons from the city afterward, and he's talking about manifestations of a spiritual entity. So
On the traffic cam? Okay.
yeah, what you're going to see, I'm going to preempt you ready for this. What you're going to see is a car immediately at the very beginning on the left side of the video. A car is losing control and it goes flying off of a bridge, like into a ravine.
Okay.
Immediately after, like seconds later, a semi-truck is coming down the highway at highway speeds. And in the back of this, on top of the load, is a black cloaked figure standing, resembling the Grim Reaper, staring down into the ravine. It's been like, this is allegedly not doctored. It's not AI'd. It's nothing.
Right.
And they have a city individual talking about this manifestation of a spiritual entity. Okay, ready? You're going to see the car immediately on the left side. Ready?
Okay.
So there's the car that went off the bridge. Then here comes the semi.
What did it cut to? Well, I see the figure, yeah.
Yeah, it just fast forwarded the...
Oh, it fast forwarded to the...
Yeah, so there's the car. You can see the car right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Are you screen recording? You are, okay.
Yeah. And then it kind of, after a few seconds, so it just like zoom to bring the truck in. But there's this figure. Right? Here's another one where the guy's actually like talking about it, but so you see the car go off,
Mm-hmm.
and then not long after, the semi comes down the highway, right there. Car goes off, pole falls, semi, and a dark cloaked figure at highway speed, standing still sideways. Am I right? And this is the
Interesting.
city individual talking about how this whole thing, because we can't explain it, we don't know what it is. It's a manifestation. It's not a doctored video. This is a camera on a traffic control device in El Salvador. You know what else happened in El Salvador?
Why would the camera even be able to pick that up, though? That would be my biggest question.
Why would it be able to pick it up?
Yeah, why would it be able to see it at all?
Because maybe the entity wanted to be seen.
Seems like right now, after all the years that we've had cameras and video equipment.
And that's what the entity wants you to believe. Wants you to think this has got to be not real.
Well, I'm glad I was able to watch the video this time.
Right? So you
Wow.
can actually see it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Maybe it was a car that had some sort of device in it where somebody from somewhere else could like control it and then run it off the road. And they had a buddy who had a semi truck. And they're like, okay, man. They asked their other friend to be like, could you dress up as the Grim Reaper and stand on top of this? And we'll record everything.
The whole thing is staged.
Could be.
I mean, it's possible. And I don't think it would even necessarily be somebody standing up there because, like you said, if the truck was driving at highway speed,
It's not somebody. It's the Grim Reaper, bro. It's the angel of death.
It looked like he was wearing white shoes.
He may have been Nikes. The guy wants to be comfortable.
Wearing Chucks.
Yeah. He's my docs, yo. He's stopping at
He
Ross.
wants to be fashionable
He's
too.
balling on a budget,
Right?
dog. That thing I was telling you about last week about doing for your hobo plant.
Oh yeah.
I forgot in all my haste this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what I was gonna do, or I forgot
Gee.
to get the things to do what I was gonna do.
Oh,
So you have an option because it was my failure.
okay.
Do you want me to tell you what I was gonna do, or still plan on doing it and just do it?
I'm scared. Well, you said you're not going to pee on it. You're not going to pour coffee on it.
It's not gonna do anything to damage anything. It's nothing like that.
I was gonna say he said last time that it wouldn't harm the
Yeah,
plant.
it'll be something funny.
Okay. We'll leave it a surprise.
Okay, I'll
I'm good with that.
I'll make a note in my phone. What did you have to talk about today, bro?
Well, my first topic was, I guess it's not really a topic, but so I was doing my job driving a semi truck, and I came across a old Volkswagen van. Not the new electric one; those aren't out yet, I don't think. But I came across one of the old Volkswagen vans.
Like the van again? Like the from Woodstock kind of van?
Yeah, you know the
Those are so
or the
cool.
VW bus, I should say, not the van, VW bus.
Okay, yeah,
Those are
so,
neat.
those are so
Yeah.
cool.
This
It's
one
still a Volkswagen.
I
Yeah,
want one.
Volkswagen VW. It's two different things,
Yeah.
right?
we're a car channel. We know the details. Anyways, it wasn't in the best condition per se, but it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it had a huge bumper sticker. It took up almost the whole back of the bus, and it had two caution signs, one on each side, and in the middle it just said "Go around."
Really?
Yeah.
That's
All
cool.
right.
Just go around.
Go
I know
around.
I'm slow. Okay.
Yeah.
So that got me thinking. Oh, I wonder what other kind of funny bumper stickers are out there.
Did you find a list of bunny?
So I
this is
found
gonna
some
be
funny.
great.
So I found some funny bumper
Okay,
stickers.
I'm excited.
Okay, if I am I gonna knock my guy over if I tilt
Probably.
the computer
Yours
over a
isn't
little
standing
bit?
up like mine is.
All right, can you see the screen at all? Or
If I yeah, let me just. Yep. Go ahead.
if you think this is slow, wait until I go uphill, which would be good for that VW bus. That would have been a good one too.
Before you get into the next one, what emotion gets evoked in you when you see the family list of the stickers on the back of SUVs where it's a mom, a dad, 4 dogs, 2 cats, 3 geese, and then a bunch of kids?
Reminds me
it-
of those I'm going to sound like a bitch here, but their hair is like super blonde. They have the live, love, or laughter sign in their home. Their house is decorated as a country theme. Modern country.
You have something against my wife?
Oh no, is that here?
I mean, she's super blonde. We don't have live, laugh, love. We got,
Every year
like
for
believe, faith, and all that. And not really a country theme, but we live in a country-esque area.
I was saying, like, I don't think she decorates like modern country,
Yeah,
but every year for
not
fall,
a soccer mom though.
they always wear,
not a soccer
and I
mom.
can't say much because I also wear those long brown boots, and then they wear those flat top hats and stuff like that every year for fall, that long oversized sweater, and they always pose in a certain way with their legs crossed in front of them, and they're like moving, they're like bending forward and they're laughing, they're like ha ha ha. I've seen that photo so many times.
You're gonna like piss off like half of our audience.
Half of our audience.
All
oh
seven,
gosh.
all seven of
I
our
don't
14
know.
subscribers.
I don't know. Maybe half of them are like that. Who
We're
knows?
like that band that shows up at like small gigs that has like 8 or 9 people. Yeah, you rock,
right?
We have like 14 subscribers right now. I think is what it was last time I looked.
I don't recall.
Oh.
I can find out.
Which
Would
means
you-
it's more
No, we
than
have
family.
I
would
think
you
we
like
have
to know the
18.
most current?
Is it 18?
I think so.
We
We
have
have
18.
9 of them, man.
Woo.
I'm glad that
9
you
of our-
continued with your description because after I had made mention, everything after that is not my wife.
Ah, there you
I
go.
would say it
So-
doesn't sound like Aaron at all.
No, and she's
you
not
go.
that kind of a person.
But it's the same
At
thing,
all.
and every time.
But it's funny because you're, you just said yourself like I wear those tall brown boots. I'm like, so you can dress bougie, you just don't relate to bougie.
I guess
You do
so.
drink caramel, pumpkin.
I do drink
does.
caramel brulee pumpkin
caramel
spice.
pumpkin brulee.
And she used to get the
Just regular pumpkin
yeah,
spice.
just regular pumpkin spice.
And then I found out that Dutch Bros makes this pumpkin brulee, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, this is
Which-
much better.
The mocha choca cup of bull
How
crap.
far can you go before you're bougie? Like,
What's the limit of?
dep-
yeah,
it
when is it
depends
like
on-
okay, you're bougie?
Well, here's the thing. I think that bougie depends on everyone's opinion, because I've dressed really nicely before, and I'm like, well, this is just my everyday wear. And they're like, ooh, I wear a black shirt. If I wear something different than scrubs, I have a black shirt on, denim jeans, and I wore regular shoes. I've been called bougie before. And I'm like, how in the heck am I bougie? I'm not. I'm just wearing my everyday clothes.
So if I was to come on to the show with like a button-up T-shirt and still wearing my jeans,
You're
I would
bougie.
be
Yeah.
bougie,
I'll tell you the
Bougie.
words that this generation has come up with to describe things
right?
are so confusing. Bougie makes me think of like you're riding a French boogie board.
I'm bouging.
Let's go to the beach and get on my bougie board.
Do some.
You mean
bouging.
boogie?
Yeah.
Bougie board.
Bougie
Yeah,
board.
right on, dude. Let's get some bougie boards.
Kind of radical.
Totally. Righteous.
Mine?
My-
Yeah.
Back to the bumper stickers.
I was gonna say. Next,
Oh, yeah.
Next
Oh,
bumper
but
sticker.
sorry, when you said
Oh.
the people who have the children and stuff. Now, the ones who are pretty creative with those family ones, like I've seen one with Doctor Who and Daleks.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I've seen Star Wars ones. I've seen like different anime ones. I'm like, okay, if you're being creative with it, that's cool. And there was one where I don't give a crap about your sick person family, and you see like all like these UFOs shooting
Yeah.
at their family and stuff. That one was funny too.
The
The,
one with
dog's
the
like,
dinosaurs. My T-Rex will eat your
Yeah.
family. Yeah, I've seen those too.
Are we ready for
Yes, next bumper
Yeah,
sticker.
next bumper sticker.
running late? Is my cardio.
That's my wife's bumper sticker.
Oh,
Nice.
She doesn't watch this. You're not watching this, are you? Please don't be watching this. We
well,
can
I
cut
just
that
see-
out, right? We can cut that out. We can cut that out.
Oh, I'm leaving that
Totally.
in.
She's so putting that in.
Yeah.
She's gonna raise the volume on that part.
And I'll even repeat it.
That's my wife's bumper sticker.
That's my wife's bumper sticker.
Oh, to be fair, it's also my bumper sticker, which Jen hates about me.
You have this bumper sticker?
No, but it relates to me.
Oh, you always run
Oh,
late?
yeah.
You should plan better.
Hey, for the record, I'm always here before you for the shoots.
That is true. I mean, I can't argue with that. You 100%. You're here like the night before,
Right?
like it's Black Friday shopping.
I basically camp here.
That's true.
You know, you're here weeks before.
Right?
Mhm.
I've been here for years before this shoot.
Whoa.
You want to talk about a prepper?
Yeah,
exactly. I don't run late to everything.
I mean, it's not like it's your house or anything.
That's not the point. We weren't talking about
Wow.
that.
No, that's true.
We weren't
Way
talking about
way
that.
to give it away for all of our stalker fans.
Right?
Now
Man.
I'm glad I don't
You just
live
want to
here.
give him. You just want to give him the address too. So next bumper sticker.
What's the next one? Oh, Shrum, who's not here on this episode, he had one on his little S10 a while ago that said, "I'm only speeding because I have to poop."
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
I saw that one through the list. I didn't add it, but I saw that one on the list.
Yeah. When he had it, I was on the police department, and I was like, man, it'd be cool if I just carried a roll of toilet paper with me all the time. And if I saw him or anybody with a bumper sticker like that, I would just walk
Pull
up
him over
and be
and-
like, here, we're going to be here for a while. Just give him the roll of toilet paper.
Give him a shovel too.
Yeah.
Have a shovel in your car.
In case you can't hold it. Here you go, buddy.
Right?
What's the next one?
The next one. I think, if I recall correctly, this one might relate to you this morning.
I don't know if I want to see it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those ones are good. I like those.
Yeah, I thought that was
That's the same. That's the same face that I was making too.
right?
I was making that same expression. Except that was more me pulling on the handle of the pump, wondering why is this not pumping fuel?
Right?
Honk if parts fall off. Funny story about something like that.
Oh.
When
Okay.
I was in the military, we had a pilot who he really liked his vintage Harley Davidson motorcycle, and Harleys at that time, the old ones, were notorious for parts falling off because they shake so rapidly.
I was gonna say, yeah, people said they
or
would
so
shake themselves
aggressively.
apart.
Yeah, they shake so aggressively, and so every time he would come in and park that thing in the lot, we had a collection, like a Tupperware full of nuts and bolts and washers. And we would go out there and put one or two on the ground under his bike every day he rode it in. And
That's awesome.
He never knew. He's like, where are these coming from? I checked it over five times. I'm not missing anything. We never told him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe one day he'll see this and he'll finally know.
We had another pilot named, his call sign was Tick, because he was built like a midget version of Shrek. It's like the Tick.
Okay.
Okay.
And so he thought he was, cat's pajamas, hot stuff. He bought an Acura NSX back in the mid 90s when they were still newish,
And they were still cool.
and they were cool at the time. I would
They
still
are-
drive
they are
one.
cool.
They are cool.
They are cool.
What are
They
you
are
talking
cool.
about? Drop that ad. Those things are sweet.
They are awesome. I'm not
And
gonna lie.
so, but he would drive it in. One time he drove it in when it snowed,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, "What a show off, man! Just the arrogance of this guy." And so while he was flying, we took a bunch of shovels and piled snow behind his Acura, and he couldn't get out when he landed. Sorry, Tick. I know you're watching this.
Totally.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
did he get out eventually? Well, I mean,
I
summer,
don't know. He
summer has
landed.
come
He
since
landed
then.
after the duty day was over, so we were at home. I don't know.
Oh no.
His
So there
car,
was no
his
one
car
there to
wasn't
help
there
him?
the next morning, so
He must have gotten out somehow.
must have did something. Okay,
Um,
one would be honking if parts fall off.
yeah. Another one would be when you're looking at a school bus, honk if a kid falls out.
That's awful. That's even better.
Right?
Helpful.
Hey.
I would put honk if a kid escapes.
Oh
That
no.
would, yeah, that would that would be better. Condoms prevent minivans,
Yeah.
which is accurate.
True. That's true. There's a girl at our church who just recently got pregnant. She found out it was twins.
Mhm.
Oh.
And the I feel so bad for her because she is like the shortest person that I know.
Oh, she's
And
tiny.
She's small and
Smaller than Jen.
And I was like, yeah, Jen, how tall are you?
I'm 4'11".
I think she's also 4'11", so she's like your height. She's like everybody's favorite little sister,
Mhm.
and she like gives the insults as well as she takes them,
Nice.
and so everybody always makes fun of her. But like I said, she gives it back just as heavy.
Hey, there you go.
But everyone's wondering like, where are you gonna put two kids in that torso? She's gonna be laying on her back and taller than when she's standing on her feet.
Jeez.
So her belly's gonna be so big.
Yeah.
But
Poor
she went
girl.
out and bought a minivan.
Oh.
And she posted all about it. She was so proud of this Honda.
she got a goober mobile.
And I asked her husband at church the next Wednesday night, I go, bro, what are you doing, man? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, a minivan? He's like, well, she gets what she wants. And I was like, I said, they got married last December.
Hmm.
And I was like, it's not even a year in, man, and you're already just giving up everything about you. It's like, get an SUV. He's like, well, she wanted the doors that slid sideways.
That makes sense because when kids open them doors, I mean, they can be
Yeah.
like,
Ins-
let's open the door, and then they smash the other car next to him. And it's
Yeah,
like,
so
wait,
it's
wait.
instead of potentially damaging the car next to you, you're just sawing a door across the body to where an arm can get caught and broken in half from the door sliding.
It's better than hitting somebody else's car.
I don't know. I know one thing that I really value about my wife is she said she's like, I will have SUVs. I will never have a minivan. I was like, I appreciate that.
Just make
And
sure
I knew
to.
she was a keeper when she told me that her dream car was a 67 Fastback Mustang.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was like, you
And then-
are a winner.
And then
Unicorn.
And then she told you that she was allergic to Christmas trees.
Oh, don't-
Oh.
Do you not know this story?
I do know.
sorry.
I'm just sad.
I
She tried
met-
though. She tried.
She did. Bless her heart. She did so much amazing things trying. She is a big people person. Like she's an amazing woman. But we met, and it was in the end of May of the year we met. And a few months goes by, and I was like, man, I'm so excited for Christmas. Because my favorite thing about Christmas is coming down the stairs and the smell of that Christmas tree. And she was like, hey, so you're never going to have that again. I was like, oh, why not? We're real Christmas trees. I'm not into this fake tree stuff.
Right.
She's like, I'm allergic. I can't breathe. It would kill me. And I was like, it felt like my world exploded in my head. And
Oh.
I probably sat there and stared at her for what felt like an hour, but it's probably like 10 seconds.
Trying to determine
Like,
whether or not she was trolling
you're
you.
joking, right? Yeah, you're just messing with me, right? She's like, no, I can't. But like I said, she has tried so many different things. We've tried like pine scented sprays or like those little pine sticks that you can buy at Walmart. Put them around the house. She's put them in. She's given them to me to put in the car so that I can smell it in the car during Christmas.
Right.
But then the smell gets on me and I go home and then she can't breathe.
Mm.
And so, yes, I will. Thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I almost thought about that. I almost thought about maybe we should get a real Christmas tree. So when Richard comes here
I-
to do brake check, he can
Yes.
smell the pine smell. But then I remembered
If
if
the
the smell gets on you,
As long as I don't rub
Aaron
up against
can't-
your tree.
I was
What's
gonna
that?
say
As long as I don't just like rub up against your tree like a cat trying to rub up against a leg,
right.
it would be okay.
And if you drive home with the windows open, it'd probably be off you by the time you got home.
Yeah, well, in the car, it's because it gets on everything in the car, and then it would get on to me if I just walk by a tree. Like when I was working at Lowe's, we had Christmas trees every year. It was fine.
Oh,
Yeah, that
okay.
makes sense. I was going to say, so maybe we'll get a real Christmas tree. We can have it put it in the corner over there.
Yeah.
On the set.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
And
fun.
then-
So you can smell
Yeah,
Christmas.
we just couldn't have Erin on as a guest.
Right.
Right.
I was going to say, I didn't know if she would even
Yeah.
want to be.
It is so she's so sensitive to it that we had an issue. Like our furnace at our church
Mm-hmm.
caught fire one time
Oh.
a few years ago, and smoke filled the building.
Mm-hmm.
And so luckily, like, it never caught fire, it just started smoking.
Mm.
So the smell of smoke was really heavy in the sanctuary. And
Right.
the one of the best like scent cutters to get rid of bad smells is pine.
Oh,
That's
no.
why-
And so they
Oh.
yeah, so I went into church early one morning before she was getting there, and I walk in, all I smell is like heavy pine.
Mm.
I was like, oh. And so I called Erin. I was like, hey, don't come to church today.
Right.
She's like, Satan's not keeping me from church. I said, well, the pine will.
If Satan
Yeah.
if Satan uses pine, you will.
Pine is your kryptonite, babe, and there is a lot of it here.
Yeah.
And so, I talked to, our pastor's wife, and I was like, hey, just so you know, Erin won't be here today to help with any volunteering things that she might have because she's allergic to pine. And that's how I found out about the whole, the smoke and the furnace and all that.
Right. Right.
And she's like, oh no, well they immediately took out all the pine plugs and they found something else.
Aw.
But even that, so that was Sunday morning. Wednesday night, we go to church and Erin walks in and she immediately started having problems breathing.
Oh no.
So it was like 3 days later, for Sunday. So all of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and most of Wednesday. So
Wow.
3.5 full days of none of that smell, and it still was affecting her.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, poor Aaron.
I know.
That's
Poor Erin, poor me. I can't ever smell a Christmas tree.
Poor Aaron.
This is,
Richard.
this is your husband's fault, by the way. This is his. He brought it up.
brought back the
But-
bad memories.
But we can
Like
have
you
a Christmas
can't,
tree
you can't
here.
have a rant this episode. This is my rant episode.
We can have a real
can't-
Christmas tree here,
I was gonna say we can have one here,
and
that
then you can
smell.
sit by it and you
That's
can
true.
smell
I can
it.
sit. I can just pet this Christmas tree.
You don't want to pet it because you don't want to get the oils on your hand, and then you hug your wife, and then she can't breathe.
What if I? Yeah.
Okay, you can pet it, and then you can wash your
Wash
hands really
there
well.
you go.
Yeah. I guess.
You can bring a change of clothes
Sure,
and take
yeah.
a shower in our guest bathroom.
All right. Whatever.
There you go.
Sure.
So shall we move on to the next?
Yeah.
Next bumper sticker.
This whole thing's just gonna be about bumper stickers.
3 hours later.
Yeah. Yeah. 3 hours later.
Bumper sticker.
Yeah. But did you die?
That's a. If you forgot the condoms and you do need a minivan and the kids are complaining,
But did you die?
Did you die? It's fine.
Right.
Especially with what I've heard, the way Aaron drives.
And me.
I was gonna
You could
say,
be like,
and,
with
and
the way
you,
I
you
drive.
you drive a little.
I'm like, but did you die?
I'm not allowed to publicly comment on my wife's driving abilities.
Oh,
I'm not allowed to publicly comment on her ability to put an excursion on 2 wheels.
What?
A Ford Excursion, the heaviest vehicle
Yeah,
that you can
yeah.
drive
One of
before
the-
having to upgrade your
one
license.
of the biggest vehicles you can drive before heading in a commercial
It
vehicle.
weighs 8,600 pounds. She was
Okay.
able to put it on 2 wheels.
What?
We'll move
I'm not
on.
allowed to talk about that.
We'll move on.
Oh no.
She's an incredible driver. When my back went out, she got me to a chiropractor, which is normally a 32-minute drive going slightly over the speed limit. She got me there in 17 minutes.
Hey, she's like Fiona
Slightly.
from Burn Notice. Takes you 20 minutes to get somewhere. She can get you there in 5 minutes.
So the next one
What's the next one?
is 3 things I hate the most. Number 1, bumper stickers. Number 2, irony. Number 3, list. And apparently what you hate even more
love
than that
that.
is this bumper sticker you put on your own car.
I want that bumper sticker.
It is pretty clever. I like that one.
But how do you feel about people putting on the stickers? And what sucks is that they let them fade. They don't even replace them. And then you try to take them off, and then they just rip on your car. So it makes your car look like poo. And you should have just put a magnet on your car. But I know that after some time with like driving on the road for a bit, it can slowly push the magnet off of your car, and then you lose that.
If the magnet's not good.
Yeah.
You see, my personal opinion is if you're going to use a bumper sticker, don't put it on the bumper. Put it on the back glass, because at some
Yeah.
point it's going to fade, it's going to get cracked.
Call it a glass sticker.
Yeah. And then you can just use a razor blade, you can remove it, and you can replace it. But if it's on the bumper, you've done permanent damage to your paint.
I
and
get
it's very
anxiety.
difficult to get off.
I get anxiety when I think about bumper stickers. Like I have a few of them that I was like, I got this. I was like, okay, I got to put this on the car that I get. That's going to be my car for a long time. Because for the same reasons, like I don't want to ruin the paint.
Right.
And if it doesn't ruin the paint, it's going to ruin the paint around it because it's going to oxidize the paint. It'll discolor the paint over time. It'll fade it. And when I remove the bumper sticker, it'll be a nice, perfect, bright patch of paint. The
Right.
bumper sticker was protecting from the sun. But then I was like, okay, well, how long will I really own this vehicle? And then I lose my cool bumper sticker. Then I got to buy a new one. So I get so much anxiety when I think about bumper stickers. I'm like, I want to put this on, but not this car,
Right.
or where on this car. Yeah, and then when you think about peeling it, about having the residue, and
Yeah.
you got to buy Goo Gone. It's just a whole thing.
You're right. And like you said, it causes the paint to fade differently over time. That's why when I get a new vehicle, the first thing that I do is remove the dealer's decal.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that.
I have them remove
Please,
it at the
dealers,
dealership.
stop putting it doing that.
I have them remove it at the dealership on that final what we owe sheet.
Right.
Like most dealerships, they have a thing right before you sign the paper. It's like final things to do, wash the car, and whatever else you have negotiated. I always have them remove that dealer's decal. I was like, I'm not, unless you're going to give me a certain amount of money per month for free advertisement,
Right.
I don't want it on my car.
Yeah.
And so I put that on there on that what we owe sheet. Remove that decal.
Yeah, we should do that too. The only thing I worry about is like I'm very careful when I remove it.
They're not.
They're not. That's the only thing that I worry about. It's like
Because
because
if you have it on your car, you just fishing line and just
and a little bit of heat helps
a
too.
little bit of heat. Yeah.
I hate it when they put the license plate in front of the car and they have their plate on there. Even when you ask them to not do
Yeah.
it,
So
they
so
still
we-
do it. And I'm like, well, I'm not paying for the car now.
Especially if
Right,
the
if
car
we,
doesn't have, like, if it's like in some states, you don't have to have a front license plate like where we're at. And so if they don't have the bracket on the front,
Yeah.
you're like, hey, don't put that on there. And then they put it on there, but they put rivets through it.
Yeah.
Now you have permanent holes in your bumper.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened to us with our Maverick, because we ordered the Maverick, and I told them multiple times, do not put the front license plate bracket on. And then I got the message that it showed up at the dealership, and I immediately called them and talked to a manager and said, I want to make sure that that front license plate bracket is not put on like I requested. And he's like, okay, let me double check and I'll get back with you. He put me on hold. A few minutes later, got back and like, yeah, they already got the car off the truck and they're cleaning it and they already put the bracket on.
She said, well, I don't want the car.
Right?
Order
I should
me
have.
another one, or order me a new bumper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I didn't want to wait 9 months or however long it took.
I would have said,
to
order
get
me a
on
new
with it.
bumper, and then you can install it when it gets here.
Yeah,
You
but
ruined my bumper.
yeah, it's a pickup truck. If it was like a Mustang,
what?
a pickup truck.
It's a what?
Pickup truck.
Thank you.
Oh.
Hey,
Thank you.
It's the same size as the original
We-
Ranger, and that was a pickup truck.
I'm telling you, we need to get you and Trum to like, do a truck off,
I'll only
and to
do.
see if your truck can do what a real truck does. And if it
I
does,
will
then
be-
I will forever eat my words.
I will do that when Braycheck has the budget to replace it because it's my daily driver.
We're not doing. I'm not saying do anything crazy.
You're talking about a truck off. If we're gonna do a truck off, it's got to like
Yeah,
push it to its limits.
I'm not saying. Yeah, it's limit as designed by the manufacturer.
But
I'm not
you
saying,
can't- but you
I'm
can't
not saying
find
do
its
something
limit.
that'll damage it or hurt it.
But you can't find its limit until you pass the limit.
What it's stated that it can do.
Mm.
So like your max
you-
payload, we put it like 5 pounds within its max payload. What the manufacturer says, it can handle this much.
So you want to make a boring video? Come on.
No. Max
Limit.
payload in your truck,
Mhm.
and then in Shrum's truck, max payload, and then we see like the starting fuel mileage, like
Uh-huh.
what you get MPG,
Right.
empty, and then how much it actually like whose fuel mileage got worse with its max payload. Like, did you lose 3 miles per gallon and he lost 7, or the other way around? Like that kind of stuff.
I suppose we could do something
Like
like that.
real stuff. People that could really,
Who
real
wants to-
information people could actually use. Something that we don't typically do on this podcast.
Yeah, but who wants that? There's plenty of YouTube videos that do that.
Okay, well, we can we can
We-
build a jump in a field and see whose truck can get the most
That's
air.
what I'm talking
We
about.
have the budget, and we have 2 extra trucks that are new that you guys can get into after you break those other trucks. Then we
like-
can do that video.
Yeah.
It's like who gets the most injured if you drive into a brick wall?
Let's go.
Oh gosh,
go to
What?
no! What?
Let's go.
Ah.
That wasn't
No,
my idea.
It's fine.
I think our safety
because
department
it's-
will have a problem with that one.
Our safety
Mhm.
department is she'll be busy that day.
She sounds like she has a
I
problem.
am not going to be busy that day
I have vacation saved up.
because I will
Thank
be the
you.
one scheduling that. So I'll
Theoretically.
make sure it's a day
Or
that
we
I'm
could go to
available.
San Francisco, and we can put the same cut in both brake lines and see whose brakes last the longest.
No.
Oh, there you go.
What the
Doing a
hell
hill
is wrong
climb,
with
doing
you
it-
two?
doing
With a
hill
brick
climb.
wall at the bottom of the hill.
There you go.
Mm-mm.
Safety. You got to stop the vehicle
Well,
somehow.
yeah, you don't want to run into another car.
Right, obviously.
You got some way to stop at the bottom of the hill. You don't have brakes, Jen.
Come on. You got to think this
How are
through.
you going to stop without the brakes? I mean,
I mean, you got to think this through. Come on.
they're going to have a helmet on.
I'll even put it one of those little neck braces.
Yeah,
On to the next bumper sticker.
that sounds like a yes to me.
Nope, that's
Next
a no.
sticker.
No.
Next sticker.
No.
That's
No.
This might relate
It's
to
not
me.
lowered. I'm just fat. It would- that would only be like one side of the car.
Yeah.
Because then you could put, my shocks aren't out. I'm just fat.
Right.
Because the car would
Oh,
be
that's a good one.
like this.
Yeah. Unless you have a friend with you that's just as
Yeah.
big, and then you're level.
I saw like cattywampus vehicles. I saw a video 2 days ago where this guy had changed it was like an old 80s Chevy pickup truck, regular cab short bed, and he had inverted the body on the frame of his truck. And so when you're driving behind it, it's facing you.
Oh,
so it
yeah.
drives backwards.
Yeah.
And so he sits in what is now like a inverted not inverted,
Rotated,
a passenger
yeah.
seat that's rotated 180 degrees, and he's sitting there in the cab of the truck, and so the bed is now like the hood but it's rear, obviously now rear engine.
Right.
The blinkers were now the brake lights. Oh, it was so funny looking. Yeah, it's cool.
That's awesome.
Next sticker. Am I drunk? Yes. No. The X is off of the.
No. No.
Tis but a scratch. Is that? Oh, it's on a bumper. Yeah.
Oh, and this is, I
Oh,
believe, the actual last one.
This sticker is hiding a dent.
It's a useful tool.
It'd be funny if they skewed the font on the sticker so it looked like
it was
rolled into a dent because it just looked like a flat sticker.
Yeah, but if it's true,
Yeah.
then it's a functional sticker too.
I like it when people have dents or damage on their cars and they have the Band-Aid bumper sticker over
Oh,
their
that's
dent.
funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Ferrari Daytona SP3?
No.
Well, this
Is that a car?
It is. I just murdered myself.
You just killed yourself.
Oh.
We were going this whole episode without referencing these, and all of a sudden,
It's
Yeah.
fine. So this is the. So I was just continuing right along.
You're like, I don't care if I die.
we're having a
I'm
funeral
gonna keep
for
going.
the death of you. She's singing songs. I'm doing the prayer.
And you're like, I don't give two poops.
I don't give two rips.
I'm like, so I died. What's of it? So, anyways,
That's a cool looking car.
right? It's pretty sweet. It has the most powerful engine Ferrari's ever put in a vehicle.
Is it electric?
It is not. Well,
Really?
it might be hybrid, but a hybrid, I assume, incorrect.
So it's all
It
naturally
is
aspirated?
all naturally aspirated,
or
but
turboed or charged somehow.
yeah, well, whatever it is, yeah, it's
but it's
the
not
most powerful.
not
But
electric.
it is not a hybrid and it is not electric. But it is also, if you have $2.26 million burning a hole in your pocket, it's too late. They are completely sold out.
I did just get my tax return. Finally. Thanks, Obama.
Wow.
Did you really?
Finally. Yeah, I got my tax return yesterday.
Wow.
That
well,
was another nightmare.
it's too late. You can't spend your $2 million of tax
can't.
return on the
I didn't get 2.2. I'm just shy of that.
right, just shy,
Yeah.
1.9.
By the way, were we talking about the Ferrari still, or
I think
we kind of went off the topic
My
again?
apologies.
It's a 6.5 liter V12 that produces 828 brake horsepower at 9,500 RPMs.
Why is it
Whoa.
brake horsepower? What's the purpose of the word brake? Why
So
don't they just say
it-
horsepower?
there is actually a reason.
Like
for that.
I knew you would know the reason because like they say it all the time in Top Gear and all these other shows.
Mm-hmm.
They make 849 brake horsepower. Well, just say horsepower.
Well, Top Gear actually would say something more like if it made 829 horsepower, they would say as near as makes no difference, 800 horsepower. They would say something like that.
Okay, well, what's the purpose of the word brake?
So, the engine actually makes more power at the crankshaft.
Correct.
And then once you go through the transmission, you go through the drivetrain, you have, I think it's like, generally speaking, 15 to 20% loss, something like that. It may be high, but you have a loss, an efficiency loss going through all the components to actually get to the wheels. So brake horsepower just means the amount of horsepower it produces at the brake.
At the brake. Well, let's say the wheel.
Because the size of the wheel actually changes the amount of power that it can put down. So if you put bigger rims or smaller rims on it, it can actually change the amount of power. But at the brake, where the wheel attaches
what
to...
What size wheel do you get? Which direction of wheel size that lowers horsepower? Is it like the bigger the wheel, the less horsepower?
Well,
So do I
horsepower
need like
is-
5-inch rims on my car?
Horsepower is interesting. So if you're changing the gear ratio basically by changing the wheel size. So if you were to put smaller wheels on it, you're going to get less speed, but you're going to get more torque.
More takeoff.
Yeah. If you put bigger wheels on it, you're going to get less torque. So it'll take you longer to get up to top speed, but you'll have more top speed.
Right.
I forget the exact definition of horsepower, like what the difference between torque and horsepower are. But horsepower is like something like the amount of energy it takes to lift a weight to a certain height and maintain it there for a certain amount of time. It's some weird calculation, but effectively, yeah, you can change how much power the car is producing at the wheel by changing the wheel. So
So is that why, like a high-end sports car like a Corvette, they'll have like a 20-inch wheel on the front and an 18 on the back?
part of it
That's
is
also to get more rubber as well.
yeah, part of it is the contact patch, part of it is aesthetics, part of it is the gear ratio, and they'll adjust the actual gear ratio in the rear end to the size of the wheels that they want. So it's a lot of factors. But yeah, generally speaking, if you want the most performance out of your vehicle or the most fuel economy, whatever, it's best to stick to the same wheel size that the car came with, unless you want more speed or more torque, or you're planning on changing the wheel size and the gear ratio in the pumpkin and all that. It gets
Did
complicated.
you say pumpkin?
Yes.
Oh.
The differential,
Yeah,
Oh.
the differential is also known as a
aka
pumpkin.
pumpkin.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't know that?
No.
She did not know that.
She seems to,
That's
She
so
seems so
awesome.
happy
so
about that.
excited.
Oh my gosh.
She's so giddy about that.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Pumpkin.
Oh boy. Oh.
Aww.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
So, anyways,
You just made her day.
That's
guess
my
so.
pearl for the day.
there you go.
But I already forgot what pumpkin means again.
The differential.
Oh, thank you.
Differential.
I'll forget it.
Or
The big circle thing in the middle of the axle of a vehicle.
yes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
where they have the gears are in it.
Yeah, I'll probably have to re-explain it to me next week.
That's okay. I won't do it.
It's
Okay,
Um,
cool. Thanks. Wow.
Why don't they just
So-
say produced horsepower, which would be at the motor, 'cause that's how much it produces, and then usable or actual horsepower
Well, because it
would be
depends on-
actually applied to the ground.
Well, yeah, but
Why
you
brake?
can because the brake component.
You call it the
stays-
pumpkin
stays the
horsepower, 'cause
same.
that's how much horsepower gets to the pumpkin.
Yeah, but then there's
Pumpkin power.
efficiency. But there's efficiency losses.
That's what I'm calling it from now on.
Oh my gosh.
But
Pumpkin
there's-
power.
but there's
how much
efficiency
pumpkin power
lo-
does a car make?
But there's efficiency losses in the pumpkin.
Yeah, so it still goes down from the pumpkin to the brake.
Yeah, so the
Well,
brake
they call
is.
it rotor power
I mean, you could, but a rotor's part of the brake.
because the brake itself doesn't receive power from the motor.
No, that would be the brake caliber.
I understand.
The brake is the whole component, the rotor, the whole
Yeah,
thing,
so why do I call it rotor power
because the rotor's part of the
or
brake.
lug power?
Because it's also
Because
part of
the lug nuts is the last thing before it starts going out.
I can't tell. I can't.
I'm just wondering why
I
they
can't-
settled on
I can't
brake.
do all the work for you here, bro.
Settled on brake for why?
You'd have to find the person who just made that decision and
And it's
interrogate
conspiracy
them.
in there somewhere.
He pumpkin.
Pumpkin power from now on.
Still on pumpkin.
Yeah.
And it's Halloween, so it was perfect. Well, it's October. It's
It's
perfect.
October. We need
Yeah.
a pumpkin now on the table.
Pumpkin.
We should let's just rename it right now. Let's come up with there's got to be something better than brake horsepower. I like
But-
pumpkin power, even though there's still a loss. I know.
But also front-wheel drive cars don't have a pumpkin. Like
Did you
our-
say front rear?
front-wheel drive
Sorry.
cars.
yeah.
Damn, my ears are
front-wheel
not
drive vehicles are
hearing
useless.
today.
So neither one of our vehicles has a pumpkin. Richard's has a pumpkin.
Oh my gosh, I don't want our cars anymore.
Uh-huh.
Ha
You
I
need
want a
rear-wheel
car
drive
with
car.
a pumpkin.
This is why rear-wheel drive cars are better.
Front wheel drive vehicles are dumb.
When we
I-
get our next car,
I
I'm
actually
gonna be
agree.
like,
I prefer rear-wheel
I
drive
understand
all the
they
way.
have their place. They're safer. You can't lose. You can't spin out all that. Whatever.
You can.
They pull your car instead of push it. Let me ask you this. If you were to put a chain on the front of your car, if it was dead and you put it in neutral, would you rather it would be easier for you to try to pull it or to get behind it and push it? Pushing a car is a lot easier than pulling a car.
It is. Plus, in terms of performance, you're asking the front wheels to do a lot. So
Yeah.
generally,
And when you take off from a dig or from a stop, all your weight transfers to the back wheels.
right.
So your front wheels need to get massive traction, actually get lighter and lift off the ground, and so you don't
Yeah.
get as much traction.
Yeah.
Rear-wheel drive cars are much better.
They are. I
For
completely
a
agree.
takeoff, all-wheel drive is the best, but
Right.
rear-wheel drive. So now you have to go, does that mean you're going to get another Mustang?
Ooh.
It has a pumpkin.
That means that you can't get. I don't. What
if
what
you got
SUV
what
has
if you
a
got
pumpkin?
an orange Mustang?
What SUV has a pumpkin?
You can get the Jeep that Shrem wants,
Oh,
the
but
Trackhawk.
I don't want a Jeep
you used to
anymore.
I thought you wanted an SUV.
I want an SUV.
The Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk.
It has a pumpkin.
It has a
Creep.
pumpkin.
Casey
It's got a
said
supercharged Hemi in it, and it's stupid fast.
Jeep
Grand
Grand-
Cherokee Trackhawk.
Cherokee Grand Hawk.
Track hawk.
Damn it.
Hear that?
It's the Grand Hawk.
Track Hawk.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's not bad looking.
Yeah, so it's not like a Wrangler at all. It's when you think Jeep, a lot of people picture a Wrangler, but but that's got a pumpkin on it. That's actually all-wheel drive.
So it would have 2 pumpkins.
Oh my gosh, it has 2 pumpkins.
Uh-huh.
That is so cute. I would name it Pumpkin.
Would you? No, Punkin. Punkin.
What? I thought you guys were saying pumpkin, not pun.
We were. But when you said you were going to name
Oh.
it Pumpkin, I was like,
Yeah.
no, you'd have to name it Pumpkin.
Oh, I see
That
what
way
you're
it's
saying.
adorable with
Because
the...
it's a gotcha. Because it's
Yeah.
a pun. Okay, that almost scared me. I was like, no,
No.
that
Don't
almost
take this
ruined
away from me.
my whole morning. I was like, I thought it was
you-
pumpkin.
Yeah, you can still have your morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unlike you.
Yeah, unlike me.
Well,
Wow.
I think this is podcast is getting a bit off the road, so I'm going to take the exit before it gets too out of hand.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, we're definitely taking the exit. So
Yeah, good pod, everybody.
Good
Yeah,
pod.
indeed.
Pumpkins.
Good pod.
woo woo. Goodbye, everyone. Have a lovely week.
Thanks for sticking it out with us.
Yeah, I guess you'll get to see what happens to my hydrangea next week.
Yeah, and luckily we won't lose the video on this one.
Right?
Don't say that. Oh
I was
my
gonna
gosh,
say,
I'm going to
really?
stop the recording right now. Oh.
The screen
oh.
is still on.
I know, but still, I don't want to do puppets again.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.